everyone. Another amazing week here. Accelerate your best life. How are you? I hope you're doing great. How was your last week? Any learning, any growth? Hope so. Day in, day out actions, right? Getting that positive mindset. We're training the brain. We're training the brain. How it thinks, how you feel is what you experience on your exterior world, right? So that's exactly what Accelerate Your Best Life is, and welcome. So grateful for all of you tuning in. Please like and share, comment. But we're going to shorten these videos up a little bit. Just so excited and so fortunate. I just feel so blessed to have this opportunity to share with you and inspire you and motivate you. But I can motivate you now, but as you get going on your journey towards your vision of your future, it's not always motivation that gets you going there. You have to learn to motivate yourself to progress to your future, right? So if you want to progress, motivation's not always going to be there. You got to motivate yourself and make commitments and decisions and act and do what you commit to yourself to do day in, day out, right? But I drew a little line right here. You know, and we've always got the past right here. And when I was in my past with the poor me, the victim mentality, the hatred, the anger, all those emotions that I were feeling, it was everybody's fault. You know, that's just where my mind was, right? But then as I went on in life, I started to learn how I could change that, how I could flip a switch and live more positive, right? Versus the negative. But it's why I drew this line, is this is above and this is below. So I'm going to ask you a question. How do you live your life? Do you live it above the line or do you live below the line? See, your future's up here in the above the line, in the positive state, in the positive realm. Below the line lays in your past and all your negative actions and your emotions of not enough and anger, hatred, loss. And we get caught up, we have a tendency as human beings to get caught up in this, right? So my challenge to you and why we do Accelerate Your Best Life is really to help you thrive, because you deserve to thrive, right? This is settle. And I know, regardless of where you are in your life right now, we want more, right? We want more. But what are we willing to do to get more? Are we willing to keep our word? Are we willing to believe in who we are? Because remember, you don't get what you want. You get what you are. So let me ask you this. Do you have a desire to be better as a human being? To maybe love a little more? Care a little more? Get a little vulnerable? Trust? You know, you may be saying, well, I don't trust him or her or whatever. But let me ask you a question. Do you trust You. Because that's where it all lies. If you don't trust somebody else, there's a problem with your trust of you, because that's the mirror that you're laying out, right? If you're loving, if you're caring, if you're vulnerable, if you're compassionate, you have trust, that's what you're going to push out in your outside world. But the flip side of that is, if you're living below the line and you're putting out negative vibes and you're in a poor me state, you're angry, you're hurt, your emotions are all out of whack, then you're living below the line. So right now, we got the above the line, we got below the line. We have a future which is above the line. We have a past that's below the line. Where do you want to live? Ask yourself that question. And if you want to live above the line, then you have a choice. Okay? Because if you're living below the line right now, you can flip a switch like that and start living above the line. And trend in a trajectory towards the vision of your future, your desires and your dreams, right? But there's a book out there, and Google it if you want to read a book, Live Above the Line. It's very good. There's a lot of knowledge in it. There's a lot of ideas in it that will help you catapult and accelerate your best life. And I'm recommending all this. I've read a lot of books. I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I listen to it day in, day out, day in, day out. I'm very, very, very protective of what I put into my brain. Because if I don't protect my brain, my emotions either fall below the line or above the line. And I want my emotions above the line because there is joy here. There is happiness. There is abundance. There is wealth. However you see wealth, I see that as a package. So I'm going to add the money in that. That's really the vision of the future is, right? Abundance, positive, wealth, a joyous life, great relationships. And most important, being good with who you are. Belief in self, right? Because I already know who you are and what your abilities are. Maybe you don't. But I believe you will find that. Because I know every answer you need is in you. It's not in Sally or Joe out there. It's not in your mom. It's not in your dad. The answer's in you, in your heart, your subconscious. What's in your heart is what you're pushed out. So whatever that is you're seeing out in your outside world is what's in your heart. If it's not what you want, you've got to change. But you have to choose to. And then you got to have a desire to be better. Desire to be better. If you want to get what you want, you have to become better. You, how do you see you? That perfection. And we're into progress, not perfection, right? But how God sees you, you're already a perfect being. It lays in here. Every dream, every goal, every desire, every want lays in the depths and soul of you. It's up to you to pull that out and push it out into your outside world. That's why you have to assume the vision of your future. Day in, day out, based on your thoughts. And you have to feel. Then you get. Thought, feel, get. But you have to have the action behind that. Inspired action, not just go out and do it just to be doing it, but to slow down and really be aware of what's going on in your world. And feel it. It's a beautiful day. Everything is beautiful. It's all in how you see. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I believe that. But this has been an amazing week here at Accelerate Your Best Life. I want to just thank you. I feel deep gratitude to have you here. And share a comment today. Share one thing that you're grateful for me, will you? Just put it down in the comments, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a wonderful week. I love you, and I will see you next week on Accelerate Your Best Life.